All right, so another guy who coincidentally did not appear post All-Star break due to injury, but we're gonna have to talk about him because his season is. Actually, he hasn't officially been announced that his season is over, if I'm correct. But I mean, there is almost certainly no chance that he's going to
I
play
don't
with
know why they didn't.
right. It
Why
would
not
have
just
made
get the
sense to
bad
do
news
them at
over in
once.
one day? Why string
Right,
this along? I don't understand it. Again, I'm just continue to be befuddled by the Hornets' injury communication management.
right, and he only played 19 games this year. 19. So, like, whatever you're going to get out of it, like, the sample size that you're gonna get is gonna get to what? 25, 26 games? Like, what do you really gain from a 26 game Mark Williams season as opposed to 19? Nothing. Like, absolutely nothing. Like, so I don't really get that why that is the case either, but here we are at what we can presume is the end of Mark Williams' season. He averaged 12.7 points, 9.7 rebounds, 1.2 assists, 1.1 block per game. In his what were very low minutes this year, his 10.6 point differential was the highest on the Charlotte Hornets. The biggest number that jumped out to me was fifth in the league in paint touches per game at 19.4. His 18th in field goal percentage at 64.9%, like one of the top 15, 20 most efficient finishers in the paint that the NBA has to offer right now. So far better offensive big than he was given credit for at Duke when coming into the draft. He's shown some touch on finishes, not just like dunking the ball and finishing easy layups, rolls into open space, good hands and catch radius, like very long, limber, mobile guy. A bit more like passing flashes from the elbows and wings than we may have thought. He seems like to be a pretty good bounce passer to baseline cutters when he's got the ball faced up at the elbow, but not really like a very skilled player offensively right now.
We're
To
still
me,
waiting for
like,
that shot. Remember Steve Clifford? He
yeah,
promised
I
he
remember.
promised that 3-point shot next season in his rookie year. Let's just take. And then we asked him about that on media day. He was like, "So last year you said Mark will be shooting threes this year," and he was like, he might take them, and it will have. And he stuck his hand. It'll have no impact on how good a year he has. And it was like, oh, so because you said it last year, Steve. That's why we asked.
Yeah, he definitely set himself up for that and probably forgot that he had mentioned that also
Yeah.
and was like, ah, god damn it, they really got me on this one. But yeah, I mean the offense is like one thing to be a non-shooter is totally fine when he's that good of a finisher in the paint. Just needs more volume and more games
Well,
played, obviously. But
I do think the defense. Look, we talked about it at the time.
the
The
defense
defense.
is my big thing right now. Yeah,
That's like you can be a non-shooter and you can be a good rim finisher as long as you're able to hold it down in the
yep.
other end. And like his offensive rebounding was better than his defensive rebounding from memory. Like he crashed the glass well. His total rebound numbers look good, but his defensive rebounding can look better. And like 1.1 blocks for a 7'2" guy with that wingspan, you need to be affecting and impacting the game more. And guys seem to get their body into him and move him. And he seemed to kind of, the whole team, to be fair, to start the season defensively was just disorganized. I talked about this before at the start of the season. They were not ready to play. Like Mark found himself out of position at times, looking around at cutters behind him. Like people weren't communicating. I don't think he was deployed or used in a way that really got the best out of him. And that's something that I think going forward to next year, for him to be an impact player, he needs to be a huge rim deterrent behind LaMelo Ball. And that's how they need to deploy him. And that wasn't something that he had a real success with in the short number of games that he did play this year.
I mean, there's an argument right now that among players of his size and stature, like basically any 7-footer in the NBA, like he might be one of the least physical of those players in the league right now. That's not like a Poku type, like oversized wing. Like Mark just really does get worked like anytime they play like a really big guy. He's matched up against the smaller guys a little bit better, but I'm in total agreement with you. He needs to be a much better rim protector and deterrent than he has shown in, albeit very limited minutes this year.
Yeah,